March 19th.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
And it's going to be page 5588. I'm sorry, not 5588.
March what?
19th.
Okay, so Steers testified about a conversation that the defendant had with his sister Juanita. And Juanita asked a question of the defendant, where was the grave site. The defendant explained where that was. Then that was on October 3rd of 2014. And then on October 22nd, 2014, there was a conversation with Kathy Jarvis where Kathy Jarvis inquired about where was the grave site. And maybe she said she only learned of it from Juanita. Or defendant had learned of it from Juanita. Okay, and what conversation did you want to play?
There's a October 22nd, the one that's referenced in Mr. Himes' question.
With Kathy Jarvis.
Correct.
The problem is it's about a 22-minute phone conversation, 21 and some change, that is a rambling discussion of multiple topics, including...
Do we have a transcript?
Well, we have our rough draft of the transcript. We do not have an official exhibit one because that hasn't been presented yet. So, and I've already noticed some typographical errors in here, but I can, if the court wants to trust that it's somewhat close to accurate. But
I'm fine with that.
Okay, you haven't prepared a transcript of it?
We do. Again, this is, I apologize, was Mr. McGee's witness, so I'm just, as I'm getting the questions from Mr. Himes, I'm trying to get answers for him. I'm doing the best, and I know Mr. Gerard is also trying to get in touch with Mr. McGee. And
So right now you don't have a transcript of it?
I think my notes indicate that we do have a transcript of it, I just don't have it.
You're trying to find it?
We're trying to find it,
Okay.
yes.
regardless, the conversation with Ms. Jarvis about that subject matter that was elicited on cross-examination by myself amounts to 4 lines out of a roughly, well, 21-minute conversation.
Okay, let me look at the transcript and I'll look at that over lunch.
So I've dog-eared the page where that reference is for the court. I'm sorry it's not stapled.
Okay. Do you have the transcript of Steers' testimony?
It's page...
On the March 19th, it would be towards the end of his testimony on the morning of the...
Would you like us to print it out or give you the page number?
It's 5587, Your Honor.
I have it right here.
My court reporter tells me she can get that for me, so that's fine.
Page number, Mr. Gallagher. Okay.
Yeah, 5587.
5587.
Okay.
So the people...
So what I'm interested in, Stephanie, is Steers' conversation about an October 3rd, 2014 conversation, I think, between either the defendant and Juanita or Steers and Juanita, and then the October 22nd, 2014 conversation between defendant and Kathy Jarvis.
So the court's aware of what our issue is, not only 356 implications
Right.
of it goes beyond the rule of completeness, even though it is the same conversation. but it goes into other
I
subject
understand,
matters. And there's also hearsay issues, et cetera. So I'm making the court aware of what the objection is.
okay, I understand the issue, and I'll look at what Steers testified about, and then I'll look at the transcript.
Oh, and there's a few other areas for Sergeant Steers that we'll go into as well, but that won't take too long, so we will still be able to use him.
Okay,
Can we ask, since they haven't disclosed that to Sergeant Steers to be prepared, can we ask for an offer of proof so we know, so he can at least be prepared? Or if it elicits further objections from us as cumulative or
it would
be helpful?
probably be advantageous, and save time if, Sergeant Steers knew what he was gonna be questioned about.
I'll do the best I can to get them what, I'm gonna
Okay.
try to find out over lunch what the issues are,
Okay,
so. Okay,
Thank you. At least half a dozen times during Mr. Mulleen's examination, he inquired into areas that this court specifically by its order excluded. He also said in front of the jury during an objection that Ms. Rodriguez obviously didn't understand the issue. The irony is so thick you can cut it with a knife of the defense's position here in accusing us of stall tactics, accusing us of all these things when Mr. Mulleen directly violated this, and intentionally violated
I
this court's order.
sustained the objection and stated the additional ground for the objection, after maybe the second or third time that it was a violation of the court's order.
Your Honor, counsel's asking questions of the witness that go to the court's, if that was the court's order regarding Dan Kavanaugh's spending, she's asking about his spending. So how does she get to then ask the
When
question and
either-
hide behind the court
When either
order?
side objected to Dan Kavanaugh's personal spending, I sustained the objections. I don't care who was asking it. If you would have objected when they were asking about Kavanaugh's other spending, I sustained it. I made it clear that that wasn't relevant. If they went into an area that you thought opened the door to going into an area that was previously excluded by the court's previous order, the appropriate procedure is to approach the bench and discuss it, not to go into it on your own.
Well, the records that I was gonna go
We don't need to discuss it. The rulings have been made. Okay, I don't know if it was a half a dozen times, or 2 or 3 or 4 times, but there were times where there were specific questions that were inquiring in areas that the court had previously excluded. I sustained the objections. The last instance, I indicated that it was a violation of the court's previous order. So I don't think anything else needs to be done at this time.
There'll be no further remedy for that violation?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll look at the transcript and the transcript of the testimony and the transcript of telephone conversation. So I'll be upstairs.